Namaste Gurukulians. How are you all? I hope you all are fit, fine, healthy. So beta, in this very lecture we are going to discuss your chapter number 2, microorganisms. Okay. In the previous lecture we discussed the useful aspects of microorganisms. Okay. So in this very lecture we are going to continue the useful aspects of our microorganisms. So in the previous lecture we discussed that microorganisms, they are used in preparation of food, that means in food industries they are very useful. Secondly, we discuss their medicinal aspects, okay, in preparation of vaccines as well as antibiotics. We have already discussed that part, but now in today's lecture we are going to discuss the further thing, the useful aspects, okay, useful aspects. So now, the first is microorganisms also help in cleaning of environment. Helpful in the cleaning of environment. That means they are going to act as cleaning agents. Okay? How they are going to act as cleaning agents? For example, if a plant and animal, okay, when they become dead, there remains fall on the ground, and what will happen? Certain kind of microorganisms, they start acting on that dead remains of plants and animals, known as your organic matter. Organic matter is obtained from plants and animals, their dead parts, and these certain microorganisms, they act on that organic matter and convert this organic matter into simple substances. Simple substances. Okay? And these simple substances, they are consumed. They are consumed by other organisms like plants. Because these simple substances, they get mixed in soil. They got mixed in soil, and from soil they are absorbed by the plants. Okay, so this organic matter, with the help of your microorganisms, converted into simpler substances. These simple substances, they got mixed with your soil and are finally consumed by other organisms like your plants. So in this way, these microorganisms, they act as cleaning agents. The example of such kind of microorganisms are rhizospores, and your mucus. Okay. So these are the two kinds of microorganisms which act as your cleaning agents. Okay. So first useful thing is cleaning agents. The second part is very, very important, and it is your nitrogen fixation. What is the topic name? Nitrogen fixation, or you can say that nitrogen cycle. So nitrogen cycle. It is a very important topic of this chapter, the start topic of the chapter. Okay, so listen to me very carefully and be focused on the board. So what I want to say, in nitrogen fixation or nitrogen cycle, what is going to happen? Now listen to me very carefully. Plants, they need what? They need certain kind of nutrients. Okay, certain kind of nutrients which are present in soil. Or the another name of this topic is increase in soil fertility. How these microorganisms, they help in the increase of soil fertility, because the plants, the crops, they only grow in fertile soil. Okay, so taking an example that this soil fertility, okay, the plants require what? Nitrogen. Okay, but nitrogen is easily available in that take directly this nitrogen from the atmosphere. Is it possible? If they are able to just directly take that nitrogen from the atmosphere, okay, it's a very easy process, but it's not possible because the plants, they are not able, okay, to take the nitrogen directly from atmosphere. So what they need certain microorganisms that will convert this atmospheric nitrogen into certain compounds that can be eaten up or absorbed by the plants. Okay. So these kind of microorganisms are nitrogen as a gas, okay, present in atmosphere. There are certain kind of what microorganisms like rhizobium and blue green algae or what the another name is nostoc. So these are three microorganisms, okay, and what are their functions? They convert the atmospheric nitrogen, that the nitrogen present in our air, into compounds. And what are these compounds? These compounds can be nitrates and nitrites, okay. What are these compounds? You come to know in the higher classes, okay, but up to your standard, but you have to remember that this rhizobium, blue-green algae as well as the nostoc, what they will do? They will convert this nitrogen gas directly to your nitrates and nitrites, okay. And these nitrates and nitrites, these compounds mix with soil, and from soil they are absorbed by plants, okay, and they are absorbed by plants. So this is the process which is known as nitrogen fixation. Nitrogen fixation. Nitrogen fixation. That means we are going to fix this atmospheric nitrogen into its compound, that is nitrates and nitrites, and they are then consumed by the plants, okay. So this process is known as your nitrogen fixation, and the microorganisms like rhizobium, blue-green algae and nostoc, they help in this conversion, okay. This is the nitrogen fixation part. Where is this rhizobium present? This rhizobium is present in root nodules. Root nodules. Nodules means बेटा गांठें, जो हमारी रूट्स की गांठें होती हैं, ये राइजोबियम उसमें प्रेजेंट होता है. किस प्लांट्स की रूट्स में? लाइक योर पी प्लांट, like pea plants or legumes. Okay, so where are they present? They are present in the root nodules of legumes like your pea plants. Okay, so this is clear to you what is nitrogen fixation. The reverse process of this. Okay, just try to understand in this way. If this atmospheric nitrogen, that is 78%, it got consumed and converted into its compounds, okay. So after some time the level of nitrogen in the atmosphere must reduce. Simple thing, if something is going to be consumed, that means its level in the atmosphere should reduce, but we know that still atmospheric nitrogen percentage is 78%. So this is possible only when this particular amount of nitrogen that got consumed by the plants, they return it back to the atmosphere. Then only it is possible that the amount is constant. And how this is going to get converted again? Same, from these plants, they are consumed by your herbivores, okay, plant eating animals. And these herbivores, they are consumed by carnivores, because carnivores, they eat herbivores. Okay, so when this plant it becomes dead and this carnivores become dead, what will happen? They again fall on the soil, okay, and on the ground they are decomposed, eaten up. The previous topic, eaten up by what? Microorganisms. Eaten up by what, beta? Microorganisms. Okay, and when they are eaten up by microorganisms, these microorganisms they convert these nitrates and nitrites again to your nitrogen gas. This process is known as denitrification. Okay, listen to me very carefully once again. Nitrogen fixation means when we are fixing the atmospheric nitrogen with the help of these microorganisms into its compound. This is nitrogen fixation. Okay, when these compounds consumed by plants, the plants are again consumed by your herbivores like cow. Okay, and these herbivores they are again consumed by carnivores like your lion, tiger, and when they all become dead, then certain microorganisms they are going to act on their dead part, on the organic matter, and they are going to convert it into simple compounds. That means these nitrates and nitrites they again got converted into atmospheric nitrogen, and this process is known as denitrification. This process is known as denitrification. Okay. So, when atmospheric nitrogen got converted to compounds, that is your nitrates or nitrites. This is what? Nitrogen fixation. And the reverse of this, when these compounds again got converted into nitrogen, atmospheric nitrogen, this is known as denitrification process. Denitrification process. The kind of microorganisms that are used in nitrogen fixation, they are your rhizobium, first. Second, blue-green algae. Third is your what? Third is nostoc. Okay, and in this denitrification process, the microorganisms that are used is Micrococcus, as well as your Thiobacillus, okay. So these are the microorganisms that are used in denitrification process. And in nitrogen fixation, rhizobium is the main microorganisms. Okay, I hope this is clear to you. And this process, the whole process, nitrogen fixation plus denitrification, this whole cycle is known as your what? Is known as nitrogen cycle. Okay, conversion of N2 to compounds, then compounds to N2 is known as your nitrogen cycle. Okay, this topic is very, very important. Okay, beta. So be clear about each and everything that is written in this topic. Okay, there is a word that is written here is a food chain. Food chain, which I have written here, plants. They are eaten up by what? Herbivores. And herbivores are consumed by your carnivores. Okay. So they are interconnected to each other. They are interconnected or dependent to each other. So known as food chain. This connection is known as food chain. So the next topic which we are going to cover here is our preservatives. It is a very small topic. Okay. So in the preservatives, what we are going to do, the main function of the preservative is to prevent the food from spoilage. Because when the food got spoiled, the color, the taste, the smell, they got changed. And when we are going to eat that spoiled food poisoning is going to occur. Okay, so we need something that will help in our food preservations. Okay, so there are two methods by which we can preserve our food. One is chemical method and another one is your physical method. So firstly we are going to discuss about this physical method, okay? Physically, how we are able to prevent the spoilage of food. So first, by heating and cooling. That means heating and cooling. Like we are doing with milk, okay? What the mother will do? The mother will first heat the milk, boil it, because boiling, this heating kills bacteria or kills the microorganisms that are present in the milk. And when we put that milk in the refrigerator, what will happen? The temperature is very low and the microorganisms, they can't grow in that very low temperature. So this is one method, by heating and cooling. Example is your milk. Okay, the second is pasteurization. Second is pasteurization. In the pasteurization, what they will do? We heat, here the same example milk we can take. If we want to prevent the milk or we want to store the milk for long time, okay, what we need to do? We just heat the milk and suddenly we cool it. Here slow cooling is there. Slow cooling is there. But here heating plus rapid cooling. That means you are going to boil the substance and suddenly you are going to put it into the refrigerator on the spot. That is your pasteurization. Okay? And this pasteurization, normal refrigerator we can't use for pasteurization of milk, because in normal refrigerator it is not allowed to put heated or hot substances inside the refrigerator. So they require a very specific refrigerator for this pasteurization process. And the third physical process is your canning. That means when we are going to store the food in airtight containers. In airtight containers. Okay? Because when we are going to put this food in airtight container, we just cut off the contact between the air as well as the food. And the microorganisms that are present in the air, they are not in contact with our food. So, third method is your canning. So, these are the three methods that are used for preservation by physical. By heating, cooling, sudden cooling, as well as by putting the food in airtight containers. Okay, you need to remember the name of the processes. Okay, chemical, by using salt, excess of salt, by using excess of sugar, and by using your oil. Edible oil. Edible means eatable. Okay, that we can consume. That is known as edible oil. So here salt, like the food materials, like our fishes. Okay, fish, meat and fruits. Fish, meat and fruits. We are going to do what? We are going to preserve it in excess of salts. In excess of salts. Okay. So we are going to preserve it in excess of salts. That's why the prevention of food. Okay. The prevention of spoilage of food can take place. Second one is your sugar. Excess of sugar is present in your jam. Okay. Squashes. So these are the things, sugar, we can use for the prevention of spoilage of food. Very good. The next is oil. As you can see in pickles, excess of oil is used. Why? Because the pickles, they have a very long life. They can survive for even years. Okay, 1 year, 2 years. Okay, and why they are able to survive for such a long time? Just because of excess of oil in it. Because excess of oil acts as preservative and prevent the spoilage of food. So these are the methods, okay, which we are going to use for preservation of food. Physical methods, heating, slow cooling, then pasteurization, that is heating plus sudden rapid cooling. Third is canning, by putting the food in airtight containers. Very good. Chemically, there are certain chemicals like sodium benzoate. Okay, for chemistry point of view, this is an extra knowledge I am going to give you is sodium benzoate. chemical which we can also use as preservatives. Okay, sulfur dioxide as well as your sodium nitrate. You need not to remember the names. Okay, up to your standard, it is not in your syllabus. So salt, sugar as well as edible soil. So by using this, we can prevent the what? Spoilage of food. So this is the lecture in which we discuss about nitrogen fixation. Okay, increasing the soil fertility, nitrogen cycle, denitrification, what is the food chain, and now the last topic, that is your preservatives. So beta, in the nitrogen cycle, it is very important to remember each and everything. Try to understand the terms. Okay, there is no need of cramming. Just try to understand the things. Okay, so all the best. Good luck.